Welcome to the Movie Castle. We're in the Tubi Tower today. I'm your host, Cooper.
Oh my god, it's so good to be here. My name is Aiden Morton, as always, and my god, man, this Tubi Month, it gives a man something to live for, doesn't it?
It really does. We're a week in, and this is I don't know how many reports we're going to do throughout the rest of the month. Maybe 2 more, maybe 4 more. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
at least 3. I want to do
at least 3. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So the Tubi Month is here. This is a month that you and I have dedicated to watching Tubi Schlock, I guess, if you want to call it that. New releases are on the table, but we're not watching. I'm not watching my artsy movies from the '60s anymore.
Right,
know?
exactly. You had to restrain yourself.
Yeah,
you're wearing weighted padding on you. You know, you're not at your full Kino power.
Kino, yes. But some of these movies are kind of Kino.
Kind of, that's the thing, that I don't even, that's part of what I love about Tubi Month, is that it's getting to the point where I'm like, what even qualifies a good movie, right? Like, based off of what what these movies are going for, are they just as successful as the ones that have higher aspirations? You know what I mean?
Right.
So finding some of the beauty and the craft in some of these Tubi Month movies, like, at its level, I think is a very helpful exercise.
Exactly, and I think that, part of the reason we're doing this is that we've become a little desensitized to the movies that we would normally watch and normally cover on this show. So,
especially after
after Oscar season, and this is a bit of a palate cleanser, and then in May we'll go back to the usual, and hopefully feel a little better about movies.
For sure, yeah. It's also good. Really refreshing to get back into a bit, It is. Like doing something entirely for the bit, at this level. It's been a while since I've done something like this, so and it's been a pleasure.
It has. Yeah, so we're about a little over a week in. We've got, I think I have 8 movies. You have maybe 6 movies?
Something like that. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
We're thinking to get into 25. Is that 20, what we said?
Yeah, I think 25 is good, but if
it's as much as you can do.
If it's between the 20 and 30 range, I think that works.
Yeah.
I mean, we've watched. Let's see. We've got some horror movies that we've done. I've done a couple horror movies, some comedies.
For sure.
I've done one documentary. What do you want to watch more of on Tubi?
I've been trying to keep a healthy balance, like a good nutritional plate.
Right.
Have all of your
just like Michelle Obama.
Groups. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly like Michelle Obama. She's instilled something in me that I'm carrying to this assignment. Here.
I mean, we're Gen Z people of the early 2010s.
Yeah.
Like. Michelle Obama's with us on this pod.
Always, man.
She's partaking in Tubi Month. She'll never admit it, but we know she is.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if on the end of your Obama lists, like maybe a couple of Tubi movies sneak in there. I think we could have a genuine impact on that.
That's true. I'm hoping. I want to get more documentaries on my docket.
It's interesting. So what kind? Because Tubi, we can talk about the kinds of Tubi movies that we see. Set the scene of Tubi right now. I feel like we are also kind of archaeologists. Trying to. I feel like a lot of people have a knowledge of Tubi. Like if I know a couple people that will just put on a Tubi movie that aren't freaks like us. That aren't. They're not on the boxed.
Right.
They're just like this. Let's find something. They got everything there.
They do.
And they'll put on something similar to what we're watching, for real. So I think it does have a pretty strong place in the movie climate right now. Not only for the freaks that want to watch old Italian horror movies like us, but just for anything. It's a new kind of movie.
It's free and there's literally anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, documentaries, I want to watch just straight up right-leaning propaganda. It's I just want to find some propaganda and left-leaning, right-leaning, whatever, and just get into that. I might do a week of awful documentaries.
Man.
Or not even maybe not documentaries, but deeply political films. What is that one that came out a few years ago? That's it's a year and it's about COVID. Right?
Oh, that's on my list. 2025, the world controlled by a virus, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that's been on my list since it came out. I think in 2020, 2021. That post-apocalyptic movie about what happens when what the woke left wants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to get a little more into those. I mean, it's just so crazy this this platform because we're doing an entire month. But if we really wanted to, you could probably do an entire year
There's no doubt.
And not even like get past the tip of the iceberg.
No, there's no way. I think we looked up the amount. It was in the hundreds of thousands. Like I don't remember exactly, but it is an insane amount, and is doing a really good job of preservation. Like I think that a lot of these movies, if you were to try to get a hold of, would be very hard to do.
Exactly.
Both old and new. It is like a new like spot for distribution in ways that there hasn't been before.
And I think it's very independent, a lot of the stuff that we're checking out, and that's good to see. We're gonna dunk on these movies in a minute, but like it is inspiring to see people just like, we went and made this movie and it totally sucks, but we made it.
For sure.
So that's another thing that I've enjoyed about the Tubi month so far here in the Tubi Tower.
For sure. Did you notice during, because this is now like tax season, a little after, a little during, did you notice the category on Tubi?
I did.
It's giving tax evasion. Mm-hmm. Did you like that?
They have fun little categories on there.
Yeah, they do. It's such a weird mix of things because it is owned by the Fox Corporation. But then the people that are choosing the movies seem like pretentious little Letterboxd bros in a lot of ways, or maybe it's just like when it is truly open to anything that's coming in, then the both sides. I don't know.
I mean, I imagine they get licensing for some of the bigger movies on there. I'm trying to think of like what super mainstream things are on there.
Like Donnie Darko,
like a Donnie Darko, something like that. But like some of the movies that you and I are watching, I wonder if the people who make those movies are sending it to Tubi or something, or like if there's a way that you can upload it like a video platform type of thing. But I mean, I don't know if that's how that works. Me
neither. I think that there is a thing where if you are a film company that has any sort of a library, like at all, if you send them in, they will just upload them. And a lot of these things don't even have like a standard definition kind of master of them. They feel like they are straight from the film print sometimes, and not at all kind of up-resed or whatever. Right. What's the term for that?
Yeah.
Remastered in any way. So that's got to be really, really cheap, and it is giving you a base amount of money. So I think places are, if they're still kicking, like, and they were making things from like the 60s on, that's a sizable amount of money for them, even if like each individual like movie isn't making that much. It's just a quantity thing, and I think you can make money through that. So then I think they might be accidentally preserving like Vinegar Syndrome type movies, just because of that, like a craving kind of a thing. Yeah.
Do you want to get into it then?
Yeah, sure. We could talk about what these movies represent for Tubi, as well as just like if you want to engage with more movies like this over the month, or just just what the month has in store for you as we go along.
Yeah, and maybe talk about a little bit about like why you chose that movie.
For sure, I think it has become an art, and it's also a competition between the two of us. I feel like you told me yesterday that you won the month.
I just logged the movie, dude. I just logged the movie.
And you only have seen a little bit of it, is it true?
No, I finished the movie earlier.
Right, yeah. Yesterday, you had only seen a little bit.
The 30 minutes were just
Does we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Yeah, I'm very interested.
Yeah.
Okay, so you start us off, because if you have more movies.
All right, so the first movie I watched, I've done 8, so almost one a day. I watched Cannibal Mukbang. That was the first thing I saw. And this, I think, looking at it now, is one of the better movies that I've seen out of the 8 so far.
Yeah.
I think at the time I was like, that was not good. But I have seen so much worse. And I've come to respect this movie.
For sure.
And it's a little higher quality than the other ones. The 2023 movie, starring a Chappell Roan lookalike and a really sad dude. And so I didn't. You've taken like extensive notes. I just saw your notes app. And I've been like, I'm just kind of going off the cuff here a little bit. I apologize.
No, I stopped doing it as I went along. It became unsustainable because I had to do this like coming out of work, and so a lot of it wasn't. I couldn't be fully engaged for most of them, but I do have some notes for sure.
All right, so this is about a guy named Mark who becomes smitten. He's in with this girl named Ash, and he discovers, and she's like quirky and weird.
Yeah.
You know, she's a weird gal. And then he discovers that she's doing mukbang videos on the internet, and that she's also a cannibal. It's just pretty weird, and it's awful acting. Really, really not great. Just the funniest shit is on Tubi. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to remember some of the lines in this, but there's an older brother character who's just like, he just loves pussy, you know. And
who am I? Us?
And yeah, so this is just a movie that's it's not like a rape revenge movie, but it's a evil men movie. You know, we're going after evil men.
Copy. Okay.
You know? And so the two leads start working together, and they're going after dudes who are like sexual predators, things of that nature, and then she's eating them. You know, and a big thing in this movie is that he doesn't want to have sex with her. Like he just can't, but eventually he does. I just recently watched Marie Antoinette, and that's like 2/3 of that movie is Jason Schwartzman not being able to have an orgasm.
Yeah.
You know, and so it just kind of reminded me of that a little bit. You know, it's okay though. I would maybe recommend it.
Right. I feel like this is a premise that's like clever enough to get like a sizable amount of money, like have a couple people signing on for that kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
It seems it's interesting that you say that. It felt a lot worse coming off of the big films, you know?
Yeah.
And then as you go along, it gets better and better.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, damn, cannibal mukbang, you know?
Right, because it feels like a middle tier Tubi. There are different tiers of Tubi. And so I wonder, because I feel like I started much lower, like in the Tubi length. You know, like I started with a very, very small budget movie, you know? So I feel like... my expectations are going up and down.
Yeah, I think of this and maybe one other movie has the highest budget. But this does have some filmmaking stuff that's like cool. The lighting's not bad. You know, there is artistic merit to this movie, even if the dialogue sucks and the acting isn't great. You know, there are things that are cool, and I don't know. I mean, the cannibal premise is fun, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
So. Maybe I'll do like a ranking later. Maybe that'll be one of the later episodes that we do. I don't know.
We should like at least do a top 10 maybe.
Yeah, top 10. This will probably be on there.
Cool.
So, you do one.
Sure. So I started on my birthday with Birthday Behavior. You kind of scouted this one out for me.
Yeah.
We were texting because we've been texting consistently throughout Tubi Month, kind of talking about findings and little things like that. But yeah, you shouted out this one. There were a couple of other birthday films I could have gone for, but this seems like the most entertaining, and also it's 80 minutes. But this is it's a girls' night kind of a movie about 3 consecutive girls' nights, like 3 birthdays in a row over a weekend, and they're all dealing with various forms of commitment issues. But this is when you talk about like independent film, like you were talking about that a little earlier. Most independent film that we think of as independent film isn't that independent.
Yeah, it's your Sundance movies, your A24 type of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When you get into something like this, which is just like obviously made by a community of people, and being like, let's get you to be on the soundtrack. Let's have you. I think you have a funny vibe in real life, kind of a thing. Come on in here.
Yeah.
And also they're about like very personal issues, and sometimes, you know, like a little too personal. You definitely kind of, because it is such a like one person pushing this along, you see like the entirety of that person sometimes. I could see some insecurities and stuff like that in this movie about relationships, which I thought was interesting. Let's see, it's cool seeing the little elements that have personality, or like where they do more than they had to do when. Because it's kind of like when you're blind and all your other senses are heightened, you know?
Yeah.
It felt like when everything is kind of at a low, you notice the highs a lot more. This one had like really expressive editing, especially with the comedic moments, and it was interesting to see it clash with like the cinematography, which was like kind of nothing. So the editor was really like having fun trying to make something of it, which was really fun.
Yeah.
But it's and sometimes when they're just like there's like 3 5-minute dance scenes where they're just kind of like twerking or just like general kind of dancing. I don't know, man. Yeah, wow, exactly.
Yeah.
But And it is just kind of like fun. It just seems like they had fun on the set.
And then there's a flamboyant gay fella in this, correct?
Yes.
Can I say that?
Yeah, I think yes, you may. Yeah, there's a flamboyant gay man in this, and the best thing about him is that he enters every scene like doing some sort of somersault or flip. And it feels like they don't address it ever in the movie. It feels like the kind of the heat he was bringing on the set, you know? Like that was he had a kind of idea and he wanted to go through with it.
This is very student film, you know, of like just being like, I know this guy is going to do the soundtrack and this guy's funny. We'll have him in here, you know? Yeah.
It was charming, but it's so fucking slow. Like a lot of these movies are really, really slow.
Yeah,
they're short, but they don't really have any kind of propulsion to them, and so they just kind of it can be tough sometimes. And that's the bummer about finding like good bad movies, like entertaining bad movies. It really is an art, and it has to be a miracle, kind of, that it somehow manages to find itself in a pace that is good, you know, or it has like some genuine like talent behind it that is kind of unexpected, and so it goes by fast. It doesn't happen often, but there's a really good church dance battle. This is the line. That sermon was a joke, a SpongeBob joke, which I thought was pretty great. There's a credit for music by Coach Joey. I really like. I want to commend his work, and they also had some songs like they have a Nicki Minaj song in here, and in the credits they don't credit it. I genuinely think they didn't pay for the the license for this Nicki Minaj song.
I'm pretty sure like only 100 people have logged this on Letterboxd. I don't think anyone has like seen this movie or cared enough.
8 reviews.
Yeah, cared enough to report it.
It's the fucking Wild West, man.
It is the Wild West. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun. There's a couple of scenes where the style comes in and they get some red lights, you know, and they're just having fun. But for the most part, it's pretty flat. But I thought it was pretty sweet.
All right. The following day, I watched a movie called Getting It. Mm-hmm. I thought, you know, a sex comedy would be the way to go.
For sure.
I might throw in a few more by the end of the month. We'll see. It is interesting though, because like after watching this, my entire recommended on Tubi is just sex comedies from like the 2000s. And like if I wanted to just do sex comedies, I could for like the rest of the month. But this is a movie that sits at a 2.6 on Letterboxd, which may be a bit high. So basic premise is about this is the era of like high school movies about dudes wanting to get laid before they graduate type of thing. You know, the American Pie effect. Mm-hmm. This isn't the same thing, but like, so yeah, this dude wants to get laid, but there's someone spreads a rumor. I believe it's his aunt that he has like a fucking huge dick, like some Dirk Diggler shit going on.
What is the aunt? What does the aunt tell us?
Like what?
Why does the aunt spread this information?
I think she's just like at the hair salon and mentions it, and I can't recall why. Okay, so he gets this. He has this like coworker at his job. He works at like a family restaurant. There's another guy that works there, who like gives him this like condom that's like this big.
Okay.
Like that girth wise.
Yeah, you're giving me like a grapefruit kind of size.
Yes, a grapefruit size, and it just looks like more of a glove than anything. You know. And
a good bit.
It just like I think like falls out of his pocket or it's like on the ground, and everyone is like, "Whoa." And so there's just rumors going around that this dude's got the biggest dick in town.
Yeah, like a fucking trunk.
Exactly. And so there's just some great lines in this movie. I quoted one, put it on the review. I got about 22 inches without the tip of a condom. That's what I got. Godzilla's my status. I'm actually getting that tatted on my like hip later.
Oh, that's good to hear.
And it's just it's a pretty by the books sex comedy, pretty offensive and bad and not very funny, but I was never bored. There's a couple of these where I was pretty bored, and this was not one. There was always something going on where I was like, holy shit, you know? Mm-hmm. It's not always going for it, but it's okay. It's okay. It's not okay. This movie's not okay. I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay, so
we're here in the Tubi Tower, and I'm just so like excited and nervous. I'm
you got the nerves for sure.
My brain is exploded.
This is what we've been put here to do, man. Yeah. This is the most important thing we've done on this podcast, probably, right?
Yeah, I would say
we're doing the Lord's work right now. Mm-hmm. It's okay to have a little bit of nerves, you know?
Yeah.
I want to ask you about that because you are famous for not rating your movies.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking for me. Hypothetically, if you were rating these movies, how do you go from them? You know, like if I watch the Birthday Behavior and I'm like, damn, they really like put a lot into this, you know, and like I gave it 2.5 stars.
Yeah.
But I'm giving like big budget, like okay movies that are a lot more like accomplished, 2.5 or lower. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Cannibal Mukbang is like a 2.5 movie probably. Getting It is maybe like a 1.5 star movie.
Yeah.
I think there's some sex scenes in Getting It that are probably not coordinated.
Oh shit. That's no good.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I would recommend this one for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty more to go around, you know?
Exactly.
It would have to be truly special.
It would have to be truly
for us
special.
As well. I think maybe we do like end of week, like a couple of days, like the end of the month, a couple of days where we watch like we swap, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe like the 2-3 favorites.
I do gotta tell you, a genuine concern of mine is dying during this month, because like I mean this is something I've thought about prior to Tubi Month, but
dying
and like what my last movie is, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Because like what if I die in the last movie? Like everyone's gonna like look at my Letterboxd as like homies with me and be like, oh, fuck, Cooper died. No, you know who's gonna host the castle? Who's gonna be the #1 journalist in Ogden?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, the last movie he watched was Getting It, you know, or Evil Bong, which we'll talk about later. You know, and that's something I've always thought about, just being like, what if the last movie I watch is something I hate? You know, I mean, I'm dead, but like, I don't know if I can. I don't know what happens after this. I don't know if I can
you think
live with that.
they'll speak on it at your wake? Like, what do you think?
Maybe I could see, like, movies are a huge part of my life, and I could see that being a talking point at a service of mine of being like, you love movies, and then, maybe somebody checks the Letterboxd and
he's watching
like,
pervert shit. Holy
he
shit.
was watching some nasty pervert shit. And I just think that's awful, and I can't. I gotta stay alive during this month.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't. I gotta like stay in my house. I can't drive anywhere. I gotta like only eat liquids. So I don't choke on anything. You know.
You're avoiding death in Final Destination right now.
Exactly. I'm like the older lady in the Bloodlines movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I need to know, like, what would a movie be that you'd be satisfied with dying on?
I mean, I think I'm slowly curating a list of that, because one day I will be like 80 and I'll be like, I can't watch new movies because what if I die tomorrow,
Right.
And so it's just going to be rewatching the same 300 movies,
Seems like a healthy life.
Yeah. Just being like, all right, last movie you saw was Jaws, and before that it was Boogie Nights, and before that it was My Dinner with Andre, and then Cleo or something.
I think there's no shame in dying after like a strange Tubi weird sex movie, like that shows that you died doing what you loved, exploring and finding new art, open-minded.
That's a good point. You did mention we are archaeologists out here, so you do make a point.
Explorers, man. Okay, my next one is when we share.
Yes.
Is that the same for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, it's not my next one, but it's my fourth one, but we can do it now.
Okay, sure. So this was an incredible coincidence. Come Sunday, he is risen, and we're in the mood for some Easter-themed movies. Yeah. And so I don't know about you, but I looked through the entire subgenre of Easter horror and tried to find one that I was interested in. There are some from like the 70s, but those 70s the slashers that are kind of boring are brutal because they're like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I ended up going with one of like 30, Easter Bunny Massacre. And then this 30 minutes after I finish it, I get a text from my friend Cooper. He's the second chair in this podcast. We're both first chair. I don't want to put...
We are, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want this to be like an orchestra or whatever. And he says, like, holy shit, we logged the same movie.
Yeah.
Like, the odds are incredible. And it's the fact that it was such a piece of shit is, I don't know. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah. I went through a lot of the Easter movies too and was looking through them, and I was going to start a different one, and then I saw that this one had an 85-minute runtime, and I was kind of on a time crunch on Easter, so I was like, I'm going to go with this this one that's like a little shorter. And then I watched half of it, and then you logged it. And I was like, fuck, I got to finish it. And then, we ended up watching the same movie, and I really couldn't tell you anything about this. I thought, this is probably the second most boring movie on my list. This is a drag.
I think this is my number 1 most boring movie on this list, with a bullet. Well, all right, we'll talk about another one. But
yeah,
so this is just I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of a movie where there's a group of teenagers, in quotations, that are just like leaving high school. They're all like 35. It's fine. It especially doesn't work in the beginning, because it is supposed to be like directly after high school, and then at least it flash forwards like 2 years, something like that.
Yeah,
but it's tough.
See, and like, you don't have to do that.
You really don't.
You really could just be like, they're a group of friends in their 30s hanging out. Yeah,
I think it is just like a Slavenness. What's the word there?
I'm not sure, but I mean, you could even make them college age, and it would work a little better.
Right.
I think.
It is just paying tribute to the hits. That's all it is. It's just like following how the format. You know, it's following the Jello mold. They didn't think about that. It's fine. But one of them dies there, who's kind of starting trouble with everybody, and then they don't know who did it because they took pills that night. And they all have blood on their hands, like literal blood on their hands. And so they decide, like, fuck it, we'll just bury the body, and then we won't talk about this. And then someone sends them a letter, like in I Know What You Did Last Summer, in a couple of years, being like, come to this Airbnb, you know, we're going to hash this out. And then none of them sent it, they say. It's kind of mystery, kind of a slasher. But the kills, man. The kills are no good.
Yeah.
The most prominent kill that this movie has is a person getting slightly hot melted chocolate poured on them, and they get punched 3 times in the chest, and then their heart explodes. I don't really know what happened there, because it doesn't go through the shirt. You see that it's still intact. Like, I don't know if they thought we couldn't see that, but it does just seem like 1, 2, 3, and then it just kind of exploded there. I think it's a powerful death, but that's the only really big piece of gore besides a CGI like shot to the head. What did you think about this movie, sir? I
have 2 movies here where I like couldn't tell you shit about them, and this is one of them where I was just like, I feel like half this movie was just them in the kitchen or the diner or whatever, just like talking.
Yeah, there's even like the signs from an Airbnb like on the walls.
Yeah,
often like prominently framed. It is just someone in the British land getting an Airbnb.
Actually, that is something I found very interesting, because a lot of these movies, these sort of, I don't know, public domain sort of slop movies that we've been getting over this decade, I mean, they've existed forever, but like, you know, lately, this wave of them, to me, always feels like deeply American. Like, this seems like some shit that like some homies in Iowa are making and then just like putting on Tubi, you know? And I was shocked to find that this is something that the people across the lake are doing. Yeah,
I mean, they have to have failing actors too, you know?
Yeah.
They have to have vehicles for people like that to go into and be ashamed of, you know? That is not exclusive to us, but I agree with you. Yeah. You almost never see these.
Yeah, I totally expected this to be like the most American or even Southern thing ever, you know? And my surprise when they all had accents.
Yeah. One of them had an Australian accent too, which threw me a little bit at the beginning. I was hoping for some Aussie horror. Usually Aussie horror kind of kicks ass. Yeah. But no, it's just the Brits, man. Bummer. But yeah, it's a tough movie. The last like 15 to 20 minutes are nearly incomprehensible. They do a couple of twists there, and if I was to, we could try and piece it together, but it's a lot, man. Yeah. Let's try it. All right. Let's see if we can do it. Okay.
I gotta like really remember this movie.
I know.
I saw
me
this
too.
less than a week ago.
Okay. All right. So the main character is the murderer. She killed the lady at the beginning. Yes. But she wasn't the person in the mask the whole time.
Is she the main character, or is she like the second main character? Because I feel like...
Who's your lead?
It's the male that's like... She hangs out with a lot.
Oh, that guy? Yeah. Yeah. God love him. He just kind of looked like a dude. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's, most of these people just look like dudes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. It's one of the two. It's revealed that her mom has cancer. Yes. And so she goes to her father, who had her in an affair, and then refused to support her, like paid her mom out or something like that.
Yeah.
So she's coming to ask for money, and then the girl that she kills at the beginning listens to it because it's her real dad, like in the real family. And so she says, "You're not getting any of my fucking money, bro." and then she caps her ass.
Yeah. That's what happens.
But then she tells her brother that this is a bummer for her, that this happened. Not that she killed this person, but that someone is not taking credit for it, so they can all go down. So out of fear for her sister's future, he invites everyone over and slowly kills them all. So he doesn't know. Mm-hmm. It's incredible, man. And they have the balls to have an ambiguous ending there too. Incredible.
Yes.
They have a sequel.
They do have a sequel, yes.
But did you look into the sequel at all?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not it doesn't have any of the characters from this one. It is just a movie that was so similar to the first one that they just called it Easter Bunny Massacre 2, which is incredible that
that's the
it
wrong
was
title.
that.
That's not the title. Easter Bunny Massacre: The Bloody Trail.
Sorry, that's on me, man. It's so funny that they're like, this is a completely different director, different writer, but it's the same producer. So he's just like, this will give you a modicum of name brand recognition. It's so crazy because like that one has 300 people logged it, and then the first one has 1,000 people that logged it.
Yeah.
That's just interesting to me. It's like the whole thing with the Cloverfield universe, but at this scale, it's fun, man. I really like looking into all the creative minds behind this, and then also all of the actors and actresses. You can see directly their web of connections over in a certain area. It's very interesting to me. Yeah, not a great one, man.
Really not.
For some reason, she brings an Easter Bunny outfit to the beginning, to the cookout where the main lady, where the lady dies.
The classic scare. Yeah,
the classic scare. But her joke is that it's an Easter Bunny outfit, not that it's a scary Easter Bunny outfit, but it's covered with blood, at that time, and it's all matted down and stuff like that. I don't know where she got that. That seems silly to me. That seems so silly that it would be so easy for it to start kind of clean and then get dirty during the murders or whatever, you know?
Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Bonnie. Yeah. See, when she needed to start at Toy Bonnie.
Toy Bonnie.
Right? Did that make sense for the FNAF fans at home?
Let us know.
Yeah, let me know, man.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, give me the next one, man.
I watched a movie called Evil Bong.
Yeah.
Evil Bong, all right. It's a 2006 movie. This is a 420 classic.
Yeah, for sure.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Oh, yeah, you dumb asshole. Man,
yeah, well,
maybe I should...
you should watch it for 420.
Or I'll watch one in the franchise, maybe.
Mm-hmm. You actually have seen one in the franchise.
Yes, the Ginger Dead Man.
Yes. He's in this.
Oh, is he now?
I know that you're so excited to know.
That's Gary Busey, right? Or is Gary Busey just in the Ginger Dead Man? No, he becomes the Ginger Dead Man.
I'm not sure. He doesn't have a credit in this one, I don't think.
Let me see if I'm going insane, because I haven't seen the Ginger Dead Man in a long time.
So I think you should watch this one, though, because this is a movie about a guy that moves in with 3 other dudes, and it really reminded me of your roommates.
Oh, great.
There's you know.
What an incredible compliment to my friends.
Yeah.
You seem like you're from the Evil Bong franchise, man. It is Gary Busey, okay?
All right.
I was not crazy.
They'll kick me out. Yeah, you know, there's a Jared and there's definitely a Jackson. I don't know if there's a Xavier there.
Really? I've been finding more and more Xaviers in media lately.
I don't really know Xavier that well, so I can't really put those pieces together, you know.
I could give you my 2 biggest touchstones there.
All right.
Okay. The 2 people that it reminds me the most of is, have you seen The White Lotus?
No.
Fuck. All right, there's a character in The White Lotus that's always on his Switch at the beginning, and he reminds me very much of him. And then also the fucker in Anora.
I definitely get that. The Russian boy.
Yes, the Russian boy.
Yeah.
Those are my 2 touchdowns for that man.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Makes sense.
I talk about kind of the legacy of this franchise.
So this is a 2006 movie, 20 years old. There's been close to 10 of these now, I think. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so this is about these 4 dudes living together. There's a nerdy guy who moves in who doesn't smoke weed. And
oh, man.
Yeah. And so they get a cursed bong, and it slowly every time they use it, it puts them into like a dream state. That dream state is a strip club, and
So it's like in Fight Club with the penguin cave. Is that the vibe? So it's their mind palace, like, because that's when they meditate. They go into. But
they're all in the shared mind space together. They all go to the strip club.
It's like a cool hangout zone.
Yeah,
that they could achieve. Mm-hmm. Damn.
But
that's cool shit.
But they die in real life is the thing. They overdose on the evil bong.
Oh no! But they get to chill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they get to
in
chill
the strip club.
In the strip club.
That's a great idea.
The bong is becoming like more and more sentient in real life. Mm-hmm. And in the dream world, dreamscape, there's the ginger dead man. He has just like a couple lines, and he says, "Hey, what's up?" You know.
Okay, so it's a cameo.
Kind of, yeah.
Because this is part of a wider cinematic universe.
I think they were trying to kind of figure out what to do with him, and I don't think they'd quite landed it yet.
Yeah.
And yeah, so anyways, the dude smokes weed, and then he saves his friends from the evil strip club, and everyone comes back to life. I just thought this movie would be a little weirder, and it wasn't. It was just kind of tame, you know, which I guess is okay if it's like a stoner comedy, you know.
What's the percentage of puppet work in this?
Puppet work? Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, there's not a ton. Are those characters just like not often, like just not as in it as much as you'd like, or? Yeah, I just thought this would be like a more weird thing, and it was just pretty straightforward and pretty like, I was hoping it'd have like maybe some twist, something that would be like, I don't know, throw me for a loop, and it was just pretty much what I expected it to be, you know?
Yeah.
Tommy Chong is on the poster for this movie. He shows up in the last 20 minutes and kind of is like an Obi-Wan Kenobi type of character.
Okay.
Helps a guy save the day.
Does he last for that 20 minutes?
Is he like, what do you mean, like he like
is he
stays
in
alive?
The entire last 20 minutes?
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not bad for one of these movies.
Yeah. This does seem like it maybe had like a little bit more budget than... I mean, I can't really talk about 2006 times, you know?
Yeah.
But this does seem like it maybe had a bit of a budget. But like whether or not Evil Bong 777, the seventh entry in the franchise, has that sort of thing, I don't know. We'll see when I get to that one.
Yeah. So I always assumed that Evil Bong was the base franchise.
Yeah.
And Ginger Dead Man was a spin-off.
Yeah.
But it is not. Ginger Dead Man came out in 2005.
Oh.
Evil Bong comes out in 2006.
Okay.
Evil Bong versus Ginger Dead Man 2013. So I think that is after.
Well, then I see that the one that you've watched is the Ginger Weed Man.
Oh, I've seen the Ginger Weed Man too?
Yes. You gave it 1 star.
Okay, so I've seen the Ginger Dead Man and the Ginger Weed Man. I've seen both.
Okay.
Because Ginger Dead Man I counted as Christmas horror when I was watching every Christmas horror I could find, you know?
Right, makes sense.
And so, I must have just been so tickled by the idea of Ginger Weed Man that I had to go in for round 2, you know?
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
I think Puppet Master is also in this franchise.
Puppet Master? Like the actual, like... That's crazy.
I think so. This is... Because I know that they've... And one I don't feel great saying, but the Ooga Booga is also a big part of this franchise. There are many films featuring that the tasteful character, and he, I know, also crosses over. They have like 4 franchises all going along at the same time and then crossing over like the MCU.
Fascinating.
It's more like comics than the MCU, it feels like. It's just like, I think this one would be aided by the presence of Evil Bong. Let's bring him in, you know?
Yeah.
It's like Spider-Man getting Iron Man every once in a while.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. Anyways, yeah, not good. Maybe watch it on 420 though. I don't smoke weed, so maybe I'm just not the right guy for this one.
Oh yeah, you think you're not able to identify with it enough?
I guess so. You know.
Yeah, it's probably true, man. Mm-hmm. Straight-laced guys, this is not the place for them.
Not my territory. It's an enemy territory here. You know.
You do have like stoner taste in movies though, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I just, you know, my thing is that like I don't feel the need to smoke weed because I already like eating food, telling dick jokes, and talking about aliens. So why would I?
You're already in that mindset.
I guess so.
But you're also just like more capable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. I can drive home.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, my next one is the biggest banger so far. Your vice is a locked room and only I have the key. So I'd like to talk to you about your decision-making processes when it comes with this, because up to this point for you, like, it makes sense. Like, Evil Bong is, like, totemic for Tubi. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would say so. It's probably one of the more popular movies, and I think I'd heard of it prior to this.
Yeah, and it's also representative of a whole chunk of it, you know?
I mean, it's a stoner classic.
Yeah, and the types of Easter Bunny Massacre and things like that, those are all also there. And a lot of these, I feel like I've been trying to choose just, like, on the app itself, the feeling of discovery. But this one was one that was in my watch list for a long time. And so I don't know if that's really in the spirit of Tubi Month. I'd like to talk to you about that.
I think it's good to have a few of them.
It's good to have a few in them. Yeah, for sure. This was one that has just been in there for a long time just because of the name. It's just a badass name. But I found it was lovely. It's kind of hard to describe, but it is an Italian horror from 1972 that is about a wealthy couple, an old perverted writer, and then just this woman who had passions in life but then had to kind of give them up for this. And they have a real not great relationship. They host orgies all the time too. I'm not saying that those have anything to do with each other. You can host orgies and have a wonderful relationship, I'm sure, but it does not work out for them. And then a murder happens. This lady that the writer husband was hitting on, this person that was in his class when he was teaching high school. So he's not an awesome dude. And then she turns up murdered, so he's a suspect. And the whole thing is just like, is he really doing it? And
is this a Giallo?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not as heavy on the like Giallo tropes that I know, but it is a black gloved killer movie.
Yeah.
But it's less about the mystery than it is like these relationships. There's them, and then his niece comes over, and she really stirs things up, and it's just this beautiful little perverse movie, and I found it really silly and fun and gorgeous and lovely. It's just like this stuff is a fun machine for me. I love it.
I mean, even the bad Giallos, I can still find a lot of like merit in them because they always look good.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, this might be one of my genres. I really need to dive further in. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty substanceless kind of, but I love Giallo.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna remember this movie at all, and like all the things that they are touching on, like themes or anything that could be like social satire in one place doesn't really feel like that in this. It's just like it is just provocation and melodrama, but that's really fun to me.
Yeah.
Like I would probably prefer that to a lot of other forms of things that have like similar amounts of substance, but aren't. I don't know. I haven't really explored Giallo that much besides Argento. Yeah. And even then it's not that much. So I would like to watch maybe like one or two more of these in Tubi. I think that'd be nice. All right. What you got?
After that, I watched a movie called Bang Gang, A Modern Love Story.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about this before Tubi Month.
Yes, this is a little French movie that's just about high schoolers like fucking. So
tell the people why you chose this film.
Okay, so my one true obsession in life is the band Blink-182, and Tom DeLonge, the co-singer and guitarist of the band, is credited in this movie, and I've always been very curious about it because every time I've seen something that he's in, whether it be like a documentary or he has like a cameo in Idle Hands, things like that, I've been like, what is this? I've never heard of this. And I'm very in the know with this band, and so I was like, I gotta check out whatever this is because Tom is in it. Tom is not in it. I've been played. I got duped so hard.
So it's not just like an uncredited, like he's in the background. It's that he's been like miscredited.
Yeah, there's like so I mean, Tom DeLonge is an inherently French name, DeLonge,
Yeah.
I believe there's just like a Tom DeLinger in this or something like that. It's just like some name that's similar. He's credited as like a beat style dancer. I don't know what that is. And it kind of made sense to me. I'm looking at this movie. It came out in like 2015, 2016 time frame. Was probably filmed in 2014. It's like Dreamwalker era Tom. He was up to some weird shit,
Yeah.
Just showing up in things and just like kind of being a weird art guy at that time. So I was like, oh, maybe he could be in this, Not in it. just a miscredit. But anyways, regardless, this movie is probably one of the better things I've seen out of the 8 so far.
It was a mild festival movie. I think.
Yeah. This does feel like something that could play at like a Sundance or something.
Yeah.
Not that they get like a ton of French international movies, but this had like real filmmaking going on, you know, and like this did feel like a more legit movie with like real actors and, you know, good cameras and good lighting and stuff like that. It was okay. It's pretty much just kids, the Larry Clark film from '95, but like French and with cell phones. So it's just not quite as like powerful as that movie is. You know, Kids is just like the most uncomfortable thing on the planet, and this kind of has just like a weird ending. Like Kids is an allegory for AIDS. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, and this doesn't seem as interested in that. It has something very similar happen towards the end, but doesn't like double down on its statement. So it's like opinion on teenagers having sex is a little, I think, gray and messy. So it's okay though. I mean, I'll never think about it again other than when I got played so hard, you know, like I got played so hard. One of the great losses was like Tom DeLonge in that movie and then him leaving the band the next year, you know, like fuck.
Jeez.
I got played so hard. I just hope he knows. I hope he knows that he has a credit in that, and I hope he checks it out, you know?
Yeah. You should gift him a copy.
Yeah, I'll gift him a copy and say, hey, you're not on Letterboxd, but I just want you to know that you're in this. You know, the other guy in the band, Mark, he's on Letterboxd though.
Oh yeah, what's he watching?
He doesn't really like he give like low ratings or anything, but he's pretty up on new releases, you know. And I was stoked when he gave like Superman a 9 out of 10. You know,
that's
my guy.
Sweet.
That's one of my guys right there. So, yeah, that's Bang Gang. One of the better movies I've seen this month. Nothing too great though.
Yeah. Okay, I got Rock and Rule next. This is another one that's kind of been on my list. I like to check off one of these like twisted 80s adult-ish kind of animation every once in a while.
Yeah.
I really like
What's
that kind
one
of
movie
stuff.
you don't like? Cool World?
Cool World, yeah. Heavy metal, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I find them fascinating. And this one is one of the more interesting ones. It takes place in a faraway future where all of humanity has been like nuked by their own doing, and the only things that have like survived are small rodents and shit like that, and then they evolve and then just form their own society. So these are all people that kind of like act like humans or vaguely animal-ish. It is about a band, a punk-ish kind of band that gets recruited by an evil rock star who's played by Lou Reed in this movie, and because he finds the main musician of this band, who's played by Blondie Lady, and he's like, fuck, her voice, if I use her voice in this way, like as prophesized, we can bring like Satan like to the real world.
Right. That's the dangers of podcasting too.
Yeah. It's just like if we have that kind of juice, it's possible that we just summon Satan like an undertone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's who we are aspiring to become is undertone people. But yeah, this is a pretty fun movie. It's horny like many of these movies are, and it feels like a nerd's notebook in the 80s, you know, like little drawings in the margins, in a way that I really like. This movie is a masterpiece if it doesn't have any comedy in it, if they just don't try. Because like a lot of those fucking dork ass guys from the 80s that are making these movies, they aren't very funny, but they do got a vibe to them, you know?
Yeah.
And so that would be incredible. But as it stands, it's a lot of fun. There is just a lot of original music in here where the movie kind of stops and just plays out a whole music video, which is lovely. But it is barely a script. It's just a lot of ideas, and so it feels like you're going insane as you're watching it. But it kind of adds to it. It feels like a fever dream kind of a thing in a way that I think a lot of people say that things feel like a fever dream. This actually kind of feels like that to me. It's really short, feels kind of long, but I would recommend it. Like if this is interesting to you at all, like this kind of animation. Yeah, there's a lot of roller skates in this movie too. It's some good shit, man.
How many of your Tubi movies that you've seen would you classify as horny? Because of my 8, I'm saying 6 of them. Was Easter Bunny Massacre horny?
No,
No,
I think
okay.
yeah, it didn't have the gore, didn't have the horny, so it's just kind of like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the problem with modern slashers. It doesn't have passion into either way.
Yeah.
Let's see, Birthday Behavior. It's pretty horny, I would say. Not as depraved, but like kind of baseline horny.
Yeah.
So Your Vice, definitely horny. Rock and Rule, definitely horny. I think 3. I'll say 3.
Okay.
3 out of 6, 50,
All right.
50%.
I'd say 6 out of my 8. 75% are pretty horny movies. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to do 2. One of them I have like nothing to say about. And then we'll be like on the same level. Okay, so I watched a Tubi original called Unrequited. I think that I need to check out a couple more Tubi originals. I think that should be a part of Tubi Month.
Yeah.
So this is a hotel maid with like a sketchy background, falls for this like handsome dude at the hotel, and then it's just like a erotic thriller.
It's a little housematey.
I guess so. Extraordinarily boring though. Like this is like I have like nothing to say about this movie. The lighting was bad. Kind of looked like Amelia Perez.
Whoa.
This is the one that is just like the most nothing to me that I've seen so far. I'm honestly gonna move past it now because I don't know. I can't remember it at all really, and I just watched it like earlier this week. Okay.
That's all right, man. I'll give you permission.
I got my first documentary of the lineup. All right, it's an hour long. Didn't look at the Letterboxd rating beforehand, but it has a 3.9.
Whoa. Yo, humble brag. Holy shit.
And this is my favorite thing I've seen so far. It's called Carts of Darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's about people who take shopping carts in Vancouver and race them down roads.
That's badass. That's no fucking Cooper.
This is my favorite types of documentaries are just about like really niche subject matters that I would never think about. So like I don't know, like one of my favorite documentaries is called Style Wars, and it's about graffiti bombers in the early 80s.
That's awesome.
In like New York.
Yeah.
And like I love like Feels Good Man. Have you seen Feels Good Man? That's
yeah,
the guy
that's
that
a
made
great
Pepe
one.
the Frog. That's my type of documentary, and this totally fits in that canon. I didn't think it would be like so good, when I clicked on it. I was attracted to the runtime, and I was just like, what's up with this title, Carts of Darkness?
I mean, it's a real art to that choice, because if it is bad, it's still people like a documentary about people racing carts. So it's still gonna be great. It's a different kind of great. So I think this is a really smart choice from you.
The sequences of them racing the carts is a lot of fun. I don't know if it's Foley noise or if it's like an actual like audio clip of the guy going down, but he makes these like woohoo noises when he goes down. It's my favorite thing ever. There's some scenes in this that are just like 4 dudes sitting at a lake, like drinking beers and just talking, and it's like the greatest thing ever,
Yeah.
And it's just so real, man. It's the realest shit ever. So most of it follows these 2 homeless guys. I don't know if they're homeless. One lives in a trailer park, but they're kind of nomads. They're kind of they do refer to themselves as like bums.
They're easy riders.
And they don't really have jobs. They collect bottles and bring the plastic and glass bottles to like a recycling type of factory, and they get paid money for that. And so it's like dimes and quarters. This is 2008 in Vancouver, so I don't really know what their sort of economics and inflation is like there.
Is there a better time period for this to be taking place in and plays?
No. This really reminded me of like Nirvana, the band.
Right, exactly.
This is like the second most Canada thing ever. And so they're like, these guys are just real simple living. They don't, nothing flashy about their lives, and they're like, yep, I just made $15 today, and that's enough for me. Again, I don't know how that translates to Canada in 2008, but just like the loveliest movie ever of like a lot of dudes just like hanging out and then racing these shopping carts.
Man, that might be one I choose.
You really should. Like if you're on day 17 of this and are like, I'm losing my fucking mind. Yeah, check this out. Really, really good. Loved it a lot. Just a beautiful little depiction of these people's lives.
Well, that's lovely. Okay. My next one is called The Devil's Carnival. This one's pretty interesting. Did you look into this one at all?
I have not.
Okay. So this one is, I love it. Because it's an hour long. You love to see it. Yeah. But this is a musical horror film. And I looked into it, and this is the director of Repo, the Genetic Opera. You know about that one?
No, I don't.
That's a cult classic.
No, yes, I do.
Yeah. I don't love that movie. It's really long. It feels really long. and it kind of looks like shit, but I really get why people like it. And he also directed Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4, and Spiral from the Book of Saw. He opened the book, and dared to show us what he found.
Chris Rock's mind or whatever.
Yeah, and his twisted mind. He's sleepless for nights after like experiencing his cruel vision. So this is a Saw kind of musical. It is about 3 people that are about to die or die, and they get sucked into hell. But this certain carnival, the devil runs a carnival where it's like these people are being tormented by their biggest character flaw. One of them is neglectant to his child, I think, and leading to that kid's death. So he's tortured by that. And then one lady is like she likes to steal a lot, so they fuck with her for that. And then one of them is in an abusive relationship. That's her thing. That's her big character flaw. Mm-hmm. It felt pretty mean.
Yeah, I was like, why is that her fault?
It's not. I mean, they say that it's like her being too trusting because they have this dude who comes in and he's like a plastic greaser. Mm-hmm. The thing with this movie is that it has sick ass makeup and costume design.
Yeah.
So this like Ken version of a greaser with white, like a super white skin, just kind of rizzes her up or whatever, and then like seduces her in a way, and then gets her to get on the big target where they like tie someone to the target and they throw knives. Mm-hmm. And then he throws a couple around her, then throws one right into the heart. But this film is very much like a passion project. You can tell that a lot of people wanted to work on it because of like the love that Repo got. He waited how many years? Repo's 2008. This is 2012. Mm-hmm. So it feels very much like a thing of passion, but the music is very Emilia Perez. It's the second time it's mentioned here, which kind of tells you a lot about Emilia Perez.
Yeah.
But it is really in that cadence, and it is a musical that they do stop and do big set pieces, and so some of them are better than others. I think the one where she is on the wall getting knives thrown at her is pretty good, pretty interesting, but a lot of them are really bad. But then at the end, the devil's made a decision to save the guy with his son, the son guy, and send him to heaven. And then you go up to heaven and you don't see who God is, but he kind of yells. And then the devil starts doing a rowdy little song. And then it cuts back to heaven, and it's Paulie from Goodfellas, and he just kind of like stomps on the floor, just like he was an upstairs neighbor or whatever. He's like, "Hey, shut the fuck up down there!" Yeah. And that was incredible. That's going on the Tubi like Hall of Fame for me. You know,
the real
for sure. Like there will be like 5 moments that I remember from Tubi Month, like after it's done, probably. You know,
when you're on your deathbed.
Exactly.
Tubi Month, April of 26.
Mm-hmm. I remember Paulie in heaven as God, fucking stomping on the floor, saying, "Shut the fuck up down there, Satan." And then it sets up a sequel.
Oh.
Yeah, where heaven and hell are going to war, and they did make another one, Alleluia, the Devil's Carnival, and that one is 40 minutes longer, so that's a bummer. You hate to see that. And that wouldn't took until 2016. So that he's still making his fucking passion projects. He's going to the Book of Saw, and then he's coming using that kind of heat and bringing it to his the Devil's Carnival movies, man. Good for him.
Yeah. All right. I have one more, and you have one more. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. I will do my last one.
Okay, this is big.
I just finished this, all right?
Okay.
This is far and away the most batshit thing I have seen so far. I've never been more baffled by a movie than this. I don't think I've laughed harder at anything ever. This movie is called Special Needs Revolt.
Okay, holy
shit. The poster.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an incredible poster.
Yeah. So this is...
Jesus Christ.
This movie is woke as hell.
Really?
Kind of. Yeah, it is. It
okay.
is. But when I tell you that every slur in the book is said in this movie...
Yeah, I believe it, man.
Yeah.
For that poster, I believe it.
Yeah. So this is a movie from 2 years ago about a man with Down syndrome who hates the president. And
holy shit.
He wakes up. The movie, like the first 20 minutes just play out as like a normal movie, and then he ends up in a coma for 3 years. Wakes up, I shouldn't be telling you this because I really need you to see this movie.
You can give me a taste.
He wakes up and Donald J. Kruger is president again, and he's getting rid of all the people with disabilities. Anybody who's like a minority or is like queer or anything like that is going in like a camp. It's pretty true to real life. You know? And so him and the rebellion, they got to work together and take down Donald J. Kruger. Donald J. Kruger is played by somebody a little noteworthy. I hadn't heard of them prior, but his name is Bill Whedon. And there's this really interesting sequence in this. Do you know who Lloyd Kaufman is?
Yeah.
So Lloyd Kaufman makes a cameo in this. Lloyd Kaufman of Toxic Avenger and Romeo and Juliet shows up in this, and he he breaks the fourth wall and it explains who the Toxic Avenger is in this movie, because there is a Toxic Avenger-ass character in this movie named Fart Bomb, who's like a wrestler.
So is he talking about like the backstory of the character, or is he saying these are the movies? Like talking about the movies?
He's talking about the backstory of the character in the movie Fart Bomb, and how it like relates to the Toxic Avenger, which is his movie, obviously.
So he's saying like this reminds me of my movie.
He's like this is a ripoff of my movie, and it's in this movie. Okay. Anyways, just some of the best lines I've ever heard in a film ever are in this. Just so crazy. It feels really long. This feels like the last 40 minutes of this feel like the third act, and like it's just sequences just go on and on and on. It's almost 2 hours long, and it feels a lot longer than that. But it's so fucking funny. This is the funniest shit ever. This movie's ending is like similar to what I said about the entire third act. It's just very long. It's like a 15-minute sequence at this like podium. It's just like the worst thing I've ever seen. Really uncomfortable, really gross, and then it ends, and it ends with an orgy initiating.
Yeah, of the special needs people, or
yeah,
awesome.
Just a lot of love and passion in this movie, you can tell, and it is woke though.
It sounds like a great movie. You're right.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I wish I had saved this. I wish I'd known about this so we could watch it together. I could have people over and we could watch it, because it's so fucking funny. It's just the craziest shit I've ever seen in a movie. I think it's always batting 100. So, Special Needs Revolt. Hell yeah.
Well, definitely got to watch that then.
Yeah.
Holy what a wonderful find, man. Congratulations. Yeah. How'd you find it?
It was just like on the recommended. Like it was like just the first thing there, and I was just like, I gotta know what that is.
A natural pull.
And then I looked it up on Letterboxd and I saw that poster, and I was like, okay, I really gotta know what's going on here.
What's the rating on Letterboxd?
It's got a 2.9. Look at that 2.9.
Curve. Wow.
A lot of 5 stars going on here.
Yeah, man. I can see how we could instill passion. What would you give it?
Like that's the greatest question ever. From a deeply ironic, like I laughed so hard at this. Like I don't know if I've ever laughed harder at a fucking movie.
So that if that brings you that much amount of joy, then like why isn't this a 5?
It genuinely might be a 5, and like it's not a 5, but it like kind of is in my soul and in my heart, you know.
Hamnet didn't make you feel as much as this movie,
I guess so.
Like it is a gift. So who am I to rate something like that low? Mm-hmm. That's one of the big conundrums coming from rating something, because that's a 5 out of 5 Tubi movie, right?
Yeah, I mean this type of movie is why I'm doing this month. Like this is what I've been looking for the past week and a half, and I found it. I've seen some schlock, obviously. The Getting It movie that I saw earlier, and Evil Bong. That's that schlock right there. But this is like truly. This is truly what I'm looking for. The
thing with the Evil Bong movies and with stuff like Easter Bunny Massacre is that they are so cynically made. Mm-hmm. Like they are just as cynically made as the biggest fucking nonsense from the studio system or whatever. Yeah, they're just on a much lower scale. It is something that makes business sense to do, is make these kinds of movies, and so like it's just plug and play, mm-hmm. and that's not going to instill any joy within you. Like it does have to be something like this. There's a big difference, and so as you go along, are you going to continue to spoon in like a healthy diet of Tubi originals and things that have the vibes of your what was yours one called, Unfaithful or whatever? Unrequited.
Yeah.
Unrequited or whatever, and then what was the other really boring one you had?
Easter Bunny Massacre was the really boring one.
Of course. That you can tell, mm-hmm. But is it like, is it dishonest to cherry pick like that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get a wide variety. As I mentioned, the documentaries is what I want to kind of focus on next, I think. Mm-hmm. I do want to do a couple more Tubi originals. There's that quarterback one, whatever it's called, Sidelined or something.
There's hundreds of them.
There are.
I looked through all of them. I found a couple that might be interesting, but the one I chose, there's one that looked more entertaining for me, Blood, Sweat, Cheer. Yeah. I might do that one. Did you see that one?
No.
That's like a mother of a cheerleader like enrolls in a different high school because she thinks she can pass, you know, and then there's like some murder happens, and it seems like it might be like genuinely fun. Some of the reviews seem interesting. And instead I went for one that I felt more represented Tubi, which was War of the Worlds Extinction.
Yeah.
This is the second film in this War of the Worlds series. The first one was called War of the Worlds Annihilation. And I really like my choice of picking the second one because all the joy that came from this was seeing the ways that they stitched together the first into the second. There is a character... the main character is the bad guy, who is played by William Baldwin, like a brother of Alec.
Yes.
And if you look at his CV, man...
He's been in things.
He's been in things, but it's a sad trajectory. Yeah. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Squid and the Whale, Born on the 4th of July, Flatliners, Backdraft. That's his top 5. But then as you go along, Craigslist Killer, you know, Haters, Dino Time, Noise, you know, Christmas Trade. Yeah, we're getting sad. And it just gets sadder and sadder as you go. And now he is a Tubi day player. He plays an evil general who's coming from... No, he is on an alien planet. Earth has like killed their own planet. And so they are coming to take over this new planet. Maybe this is the planet where the tripods come from. I'm not sure. I couldn't really tell like the tie between like the original book and this, if there was any. But he has a daughter who apparently becomes woke in the first one, kind of radicalizes and like tries to help the immigrants from Earth, and it pisses him off. So at the beginning of this movie, they have a little bit of setup about that, and then she takes 2 steps, and then she just gets absolutely vaporized. And so that's kind of what he's dealing with for the rest of this. But the majority of this is trying to find these triangles that can... as you find each one of them, if you put it in a little thing, then it will start all sorts of apocalyptic, like, natural disasters. And so it's mostly Indiana Jonesy, Tomb Raider kind of stuff. The first 15 minutes is sci-fi, and that's my favorite stuff. But this is things that are made for... like dads who are kind of hungover, like on a Sunday, you know. It is mostly all just like talking about
why are they hungover?
Why are they hungover?
Yeah.
It just feels like that's the vibe here. If you were less hungover, maybe you'd want something.
I know, but I'm just asking what the dads did the previous day to be hungover. Was it a baseball game or was it like a party?
That's a great question. I think probably alone, drinking alone,
okay.
Alone kind of vibe. I feel like if you had a really nice like time out with your friends last night, you're watching something a little higher class than this. Maybe an old classic. Maybe you're putting on The Hunt for Red October instead of going for War of the Worlds Extinction. You know, but they just are on the Roku on like Roku homepage, and they see like this poster, and they're just like,
yeah,
is that a Baldwin there? Is that my guy? And it is, and he gets to have. Like, he has some fun general scenes or whatever, but this is one that is like, really, really dull.
Yeah.
Drick. But I'm glad I watched it because I didn't know this beforehand, but this is the Asylum production. Do you know about the Asylum?
No.
This is a famous company like from the DVD era that would do things like Transmorphers and like Battleship Attack or things like that, where they would make a movie that has a very similar title to a big hit and pump it out for red boxes and things like that. And they're responsible for a lot of like So Bad It's Good classics, but they're also kind of the boring bad movies. So it just made a lot of sense in my brain that they've transferred over to Tubi, you know, Tubi Originals. So that was good to see, and I'm glad I have like the Asylum movie represented. but they always burn me. These, like, a lot of them seem so funny, and then you watch them and they're just so boring.
Yeah,
it's a bummer.
That seems to be like the real villain of Tubi Month is a boring movie, you know.
Yeah, but if you didn't have the boring movies, then the special needs forces or whatever wouldn't stand out like that.
Yeah,
like they wouldn't be as beautiful. Revolt. Yeah, special needs revolt. Jesus, man. So how do you feel so far about the exercise?
I mean, I'm coming off the high of Special Needs Revolt.
Right, so you can
take
on
finished that moments before we started recording. You know, I mean, I had two bangers back to back. Carts of Darkness, something I legitimately love, and Special Needs Revolt, you know, just the greatest movie ever made. In between that is Faces of Death, but we'll get to that. So I'm just I'm stoked. You know, I've had two bangers back to back.
Yeah,
it's good. You know, like when we did Unrequited, I was kind of like, oh, fuck, it's gonna be a long month. You know, I don't know if I can do a month of this, but I'm feeling good now. So.
Yeah, that was how I felt with War of the Worlds Extinction. Like I had your Vice's locker room and only had the key and Rock and Rule, and those were pretty quality, you know. But you forget about that when you're in like the midst of something like War of the Worlds or Unrequited, you know. But you gotta remember the good times, man. You gotta look back and remember as you're going through. But it is a fight.
Right. Don't look back in anger. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I could take or leave a good amount of these, and I'm hoping for a better week coming up. I want to try and find some genuine diamonds in the rough. I want to go deep. You know, be picky.
Right.
Try to do some real fucking research and not just like picking something off the top, you know?
I wonder if I could ask like Google or something, or chat, whatever. Just give me a random word and I look up that word on Tubi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. That might be good.
It'll be like doorknob or something.
So are you gonna do documentaries this next week or just like a week?
Maybe I was thinking maybe I could do a week dedicated to docs, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll see another sex comedy and be like, oh, that's the one. That's the vibe today.
But it has been kind of nice. Like I'm at work and I know what I'm gonna do when I get home. It's just relax, and I have 2 hours where it's just like it's nothing but Tubi. Then I can move on to the things I have to do.
Have your roommates been around?
Yeah, for a couple.
Like, Aiden, what are you doing?
Yeah, Jared was a big part of the watching experience for Easter Bunny Massacre first half, and then I caught him up on what happened afterwards. But usually it's just them walking in on Rock and Rule, and there's like an animated rat with boobs, and it was just like, all right, man. They just kind of move along, you know.
Mm-hmm. Do they know that it's Tubi Month?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so
I won't shut the fuck up about it.
All right. I mean, I had people messaging me and being like, "What's up?"
Really?
Yeah, I had a friend message me like, "What's up with Tubi Month? What's going on?"
That's awesome.
They said I should write about my experience. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, a real piece about it.
Have you pitched it?
I have not pitched it. I really hadn't thought of doing that just because we're doing 4 podcasts dedicated to Tubi Month. So
yeah. You can make a tidy little article, man.
I really could. I gotta figure out where I could go to do that. You know.
Yeah, I'm sure someone will take it.
Yeah, somebody will take it.
It's a good pitch.
All right. Well, that was week 1 of Tubi Month. We'll be back with week 2 or whatever, chapter 2 of Tubi Month, and so on and so forth. We're gonna exit the Tubi Tower now.
Yeah.
We're gonna lock it so that nobody else comes in. There's some precious items in there. It feels like we're like protecting diamonds. Yeah. In the castle. So that's what's up.
Yeah, we haven't really spent a lot of time in Tubi Tower. It's a beautiful spot.
It really is. It's a huge castle. I don't think people realize the scale of it. I know that our logo is kind of a tiny castle. It's a lot bigger than that.
Yeah, it's an artistic rendering of it.
Yeah.
We're modest at our hearts.
And maybe I should put on there that it's not scaled to size or whatever.
Yeah, with little asterisks.
Yeah, but the Tubi Month is the Tubi Tower is here and thriving. So
yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
It's great to be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.